Hello, I would like to tell you about my internship with Life Changing Services. My name is Christy-Ann Davis, and I did my internship winter semester of 2023. First off, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a graduating senior in marriage and family studies, and I was a transfer student looking to complete my bachelor's degree, and I completed it online. I am attending grad school after graduation to become a marriage and family therapist. And so I desired to do an internship that would be in the marriage and family field and give me experience. So I did my internship with Life Changing Services. They are a nationwide company that is headquartered in Utah, and they provide in-person and virtual classes on the internet. So they provide counseling and therapeutic services with a combination of eternal principles and modern scientific methods and practices to facilitate self-mastery and therapeutic treatment for individuals, couples, and families. These programs include the Eternal Warriors class, which is centered in self mastery. A lot of families do that class together. Sons of Helaman, which is geared towards adolescent boys that are seeking recovery from a pornography addiction and sexual self mastery. The Daughters of Light, which is focused on adolescent girls and self mastery for them and a strong knowledge of their divine identity. The Worth Group, which helps women who are suffering or have suffered with betrayal trauma. The Mothers Who Know, which is geared towards moms who just want to understand their role as a mother and looking for help in being the best mother they can be. Marriage Repair, which focuses on strengthening the individual to become a whole and healthy person on their own and then working together with their spouse to repair their marriage. Spiritual Psychology, which looks at the words of modern day prophets, studying the words of modern day prophets and how we can apply that psychologically to improve ourselves. And then the Warrior Women of Light, which is geared towards women. So, how did I come upon this internship? Well, I was really looking for something that would help me prepare to be a marriage and family therapist. And one day during my scripture study, I thought of my friend Kim Davis, who works with Life Changing Services. She's a mentor, behavioral specialist, and she um, is a certified Eternal Warriors teacher and Daughters of Light teacher. And she is just super great. She's working on her master's degree right now and working with Life Changing Services. And I talked to her about the company and if they ever were looking for internships. And she pointed me in the direction of the office manager, Lisa. And so I reached out to her, I emailed her and sent her my resume and told her I was interested in talking about internship possibilities. And I ended up setting up an appointment with Maurice Harker, who's the clinical director of the company. We met a few times and talked about my knowledge and experience, my background, and he told me about what he does. And he was so gracious in finding a place for me to get involved so I could complete my internship with them. So in the previous semester, I did a workshop for my Teaching Family Life Education class. And my workshop was about communication in marriage. And I chose that topic so that I could use it and revise it and grow it to keep in my toolbox as I move on to be a therapist. And so Maurice suggested that I get involved with the marriage repair class because it fills that same box. It would be relevant to what I want to learn and what I want to do, and give me skills and experience. So my goals and objectives with my internship was to learn the Lazarus lectures. That's the curriculum for the marriage repair workshop. My other goal was to be prepared in advance for each class I participated in. So I was doing a lot of learning ahead of time. My goal was to read supplemental books recommended for the programs, and some of them were authored by Maurice Harker. And I wanted to become involved with the Worth group that supported women with betrayal trauma. So the Lazarus Lectures is comprised of 40 lectures, and each lecture has text to read and then supplemental videos and audio clips from previous classes taught. And it was an enormous undertaking to try to complete all 40 of those within my internship period. I was able to do 26 of them, and that was a lot. And I was really excited to be able to learn so much. I also read a lot of books, including He Restored My Soul by Donald Hilton Jr., and that book is powerful, and its purpose is to help people who have a pornography addiction or a sexual addiction, and help them to get involved in a 12-step process and rely on the atoning power partnered together. Other really great books that I read was Boundaries by Dr. Henry Clouden, Dr. John Townsend. My most highly recommended book would be The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. That was such a phenomenal book. Highly recommend it. Talking about how we experience trauma and how that makes changes within us physiologically, and how when we try to heal from trauma, it's so important to also address those physiological responses or patterns that we have created in our healing. And then I read like Dragons Did They Fight by Maurice Harker, and Undeniable Communication, lots of really great books. So the majority of my time was spent learning. I spent a lot of time learning. Oh, I'm sorry, I went back. I centered my internship around learning the marriage repair workshop and learning how life-changing services is structured, because my goal was to be proficient in the marriage repair workshop, and my end goal is to become a mentor and facilitator for that program. So I attended classes each week, and I learned all day long. So much to learn. How did I benefit the site? Well, that's an excellent question, because I feel like it was really one-sided. I benefited so much from my internship. I learned so much from the example of Maurice Harker and from the curriculum and programs that he's created. I learned how he creates a connection with his clients, how he has empathy for where they are, and how he patiently meets people where they're at and works with them within their ability. It was just a really great experience. So I don't know how I benefited the site specifically, other than as I continue to learn the curriculum and continue to work towards becoming a mentor, I will eventually be able to pay it back by being able to participate and help people in a greater capacity. I kind of addressed this already. I learned so much, and I really reaffirmed my desire to become a marriage and family therapist, and I renewed my commitment to be an advocate for marriage and families, to be that voice that will stand up and support marriage and families. And I got to have a glimpse of the real world application of everything that I have learned the last couple years. One of the greatest connections to curriculum that I saw was the marriage repair workshop is based on different types of intimacy, and how you first have to start with safety and then move up a pyramid of intimacy. And it reminded me so much of the RAM model developed by Dr. John Van Epp, who wrote How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk and his 5 areas of intimacy. And they really were very similar and had lots of crossover in their emphasis to not rush into things, to take time to really get to know a person in a variety of aspects, and not put your heart in danger by jumping into um, a serious relationship. And once you are involved in a serious relationship, you can still employ the RAM model as a married couple by taking a step back and working on these areas of intimacy. So, would I recommend this internship at Life Changing Services? Absolutely. It was such a positive experience for me. Um, but it was a really great fit for me because I'm self motivated and I want a future in mental health. And so, if that's you, this would be a great internship for you. You can go ahead and contact Lisa, the office manager, at this phone number and email address. And I just wish you all the best. Good luck in your pursuits. Thanks for listening.